Had a little listen to his podcast, huh?
Dude, it's educational. And besides, I've been wanting to listen to this one.
Welcome to Idling in the Impala, a podcast by and for lovers of supernatural and the fan fiction it inspires. Before we begin, just want to remind you to follow us wherever you listen so you don't miss any episodes or bonus content. If you love what we do and want an easy way to show your support, please consider leaving us a positive that's all the stars rating on your favorite listening platform. It helps SPN and fanfic lovers find us and share in the fun. I'm Sandra.
I'm Kasey, and there's a ton of other ways to be part of our supernatural road trip, from joining our Discord to fueling up the Impala with a Ko-fi donation or membership. Check out this episode's description or idlingintheimpala.com. Alrighty, people, what are we doing today? We are ranking stuff again. We don't have a problem. You have a problem. Shut up. No, we are continuing our ill thought out.
I don't know why.
I don't know why we thought we could do this. This seemed like a good idea at the time. We are continuing rather, because it not finished.
We got a while.
Stop stalling.
We got a while to go before we even finish. Yes. So yeah.
You get a couple more. We are continuing our plotline ranking series this week with seasons. I was going to say 6 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
That's not right. 4 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
Seasons 4 to 6 this time. So inevitably, I will have ranked them from best to worst, and Sandra will have ranked them from worst to best. And I will have to read from the bottom upwards. Because
I did that this time. I did.
Oh, do you have to read from the bottom upwards?
I did 1 to 15, so I have to read from the bottom upwards this time. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow! Look at that! Look at that! We both have to read from the bottom upwards. It is a hashtag Crimbus miracle. So, how are we doing this?
I didn't even bother to listen to how we did it last time for seasons 1 to 3, so I don't know if.
I don't think it matters.
Are we gonna bounce back and forth between our 15s?
Oh no.
No, you want to go through the whole thing. Okay. All right.
I don't think we bounced back and forth last time. If we did our due diligence and what do you call it in cooking when you get all your ingredients together? It's got a French name. You get all your ingredients together in little pots and little dishes and you have everything ready before you start
called
cooking.
Preparation.
No, smart ass.
It's called preparation.
No, there's a French name for it.
Well, it's fine if there's a French name for it. It's called being prepared, and of which we showed up, we did our list, so that's a thing. So, I mean, I think at that point, that's all you can expect, but yes.
No, it's because there's a French name.
I'm sure it's a French name. I wouldn't know what the French name is. What is it?
I don't know. I'm finding out. Mise en place. There you go. If we do no, because preparation is we turned up with our list.
So what does mise en place translate to?
Putting in place or gathering.
Preparing.
So, see, it means preparing, but it's like a specific. It's a setup. It's not a preparing is going. Okay, no, I have the protein and I have the vegetables.
You've got all your tools. This is like when you watch a cooking show and everybody's got their little bowls.
Yeah, then they've got all the little.
This is how much
bowls.
of this. This is how much of that.
And then it's it's going. Oh, we need 50 grams of this, but you never see the celebrity chef pulling out a fucking weighing scale. They're just and this handy dandy bowl that contains 50 grams of cream cheese.
As Kasey stated before we recorded, one of the things that makes us endearing is you get to see us plot along and try to figure things out in real time as you're listening to us, because we don't remember, we didn't prepare. Maybe next time I'll try to look up. I'm going to make a note.
No, I think this is
Listen
fun.
to how we did it last time.
I don't want to go back and forth because it's confusing.
That's fine. I don't think we did that. Listen to how we did it last time, because I honestly don't remember. I think
if we had done the appropriate mise en place, part of that would have been listening to the last episode, but we didn't. So here you go. This is us getting the weighing scales out to weigh out 50 grams of cream cheese for whatever the fuck it is we're making.
So I think the way we did start it out the last episode was I did run through all of the different plot lines we came up with, because Kasey, I think you prefaced it too. We thought at first we were just going to do, God, I don't even know, but not even season by season, but whatever we decided to do, we thought we would break it up. Yeah,
and then I went,
no, because we're hitting the big one in terms of plot lines, where I think season 6, it'll be interesting to see as we go back and forth. I was expecting season 6 to have a lot, I think, of plot lines, but honestly, looking at what we came up with and then how we ended up wrangling them together, which Kasey has thoughts. I think season 4 might have a lot more in terms of plots that are kind of overlapping, where season 6, I think, just has a lot going on that maybe doesn't feel like it's cohesive, where I think the plotting and weaving in of season 4 maybe doesn't make it seem like there's that much stuff that they're trying to put together. Does that make sense? Like the storytelling, I think, was really on point.
Less cohesive.
Yeah.
In 6.
Yeah.
It's not so much that there are a lot of plots, but it's not so much a plot, but they're kind of like more this and then this and then this.
And then something else happens and something else happens.
Yeah,
and then let's
it's
put
like,
this other thing in.
and then. Whereas the others are a little bit more, this happens, but also this is happening and over there, this is happening. And this sounded like a great idea in theory when we initially set out to do it. And now that we're coming to actually bring that to fruition, send help.
Well, I think the good thing is too is that I feel like maybe this one might, I don't know, I can't say that though, because I think 7 to 9 is going to be pretty intense too. I don't know about the rest of the groupings that we've got, because 7 had a lot of stuff going on. We'll find out when we get into it.
We'll get that when we get there. It'll be fun.
Kasey and I got together, started from our original document. We started like listing plots. Then we started doing them by seasons. And then we shared with Discord what our thoughts were. Did we miss anything? We went back and forth with a lot of things. Kasey kind of gave me the go ahead and do the thing with the list, and then they'll rank them on their end.
It's too stressful for me. And also, Sandra has seen these seasons a hell of a lot more times than I have. So she's gonna I would only remember the big main beats. She knows better, and I trust her. We've been doing this shit for 5 years. I trust you. You got it. I believe in you.
I think maybe what I should probably start with is reading out what we came up with, and then we'll do our rankings, just so people have a sense of where we're going. So again, this is as best in order chronologically as...
Yeah, so this is not a ranking. This is just chronological as best we can.
So the first one at bat is Dean's Resurrection and What Happened in Hell, season 4. And in our outline, which I'll probably have to share this, as our one, it's 1 and then it's 1A. An A, it's Dean's guilt about breaking the first seal. What did Kasey have to say about this? Because he was sad for an hour, LOL. Kasey wrote that. Sandra does not agree. So this is where
wrong.
This is where I felt initially. I think this might have been its own plot point, but I was like, no, I feel like it needs to go under this, this part. So we just kind of added that as this is the.
I will say there are a lot of
outline,
main thing, and then breaking it down into the things.
Next one, number 2, is Lilith breaking the seals from season 4. Number 3, here's the big one. We originally called it Angel's Endgame, but then sending it off to Discord, I think it was Crowley's Mistress that had added a couple other things, other thoughts, and said, well, what about what's happening in season 5 and season 6 that's a part of the Angel Civil War? And that made it sound like, well, we're really going into, this is a big plot that kind of overarches a lot of different seasons and probably still lingers in a lot of seasons we haven't even gotten to yet. They'll probably come back up again. So under Angel's Endgame or Angel Civil War, we have Anna's departure. She wants to stop everything by killing Mary. Cass's taking of Jimmy Novak family setup. Again, these aren't necessarily in order because they bounce around, but they might start in season 4 and then another thing happens. Adam, ? Only character intro, or do we consider what happened to him as a plot line? By the way, we forgot him again. So I think this is one I was going to have separate in case maybe we put that under this one. Cass's departure, wants to save Dean. Zachariah wants the apocalypse to go ahead properly. And then the whole Raphael and Balthazar part that happens in season 6. So a lot of stuff that just...
Have you, because I still don't know where Balthazar comes from in this. He's not part of the Civil War. Yeah,
but he's a part of the war that's going on with the what the heck are they? The things, the relics, the different things that he's taken on.
He's trying to steal.
And he's kind of in between. He's trying to get away from Raphael. I feel like there's all of that stuff that's going on as a part of the Civil War that he's either trying to avoid or but still benefit from. So it's almost
his thing to do with the relics is something they hold power. So Cass wants them and Raphael wants them because with that power they can
it's the
control.
whole soul thing, right? Like, which you again don't find out until I think a little bit later in season 6. So that's why he kind of got just put in there as well.
Something to do with Balthazar.
Something to do with Balthazar. Number 4, I have Sam's demon blood addiction and the brothers rift from season 4. And then we've got number 5, Ram Subi romance manipulation.
Didn't even read that. My brain put those the right way around when we were typing this. That I said Ram, and that's how I wrote it down. Ram Subi.
Ram Subi romance manipulation.
I didn't read that.
Season 4.
My brain just rearranged the letters to be right.
It was very cute. It was very cute. Number 6 was the Chalk. Number 6 was the Chuck plotline. And this is where I was like, do we tie the Carver Edlund books and the meta into this as well? So that's kind of a season 4, season 5, with even a little like nod to, I feel like season 6's episode of The French Mistake, because it's a little bit of meta that's kind of like getting wrapped in.
But that's Balthazar. So
and
like,
that's
I don't know if
also
that comes under Balthazar.
No. Again, just go with us. Just go with us, listeners.
Just go with us. This is a mighty undertaking that we probably shouldn't have done, but we have now.
And this is the thing where I'm interested in hearing what other people think of. Like, you know, I would have put this here. I would have put this there. Number 7, Lucifer Risen, the Archangels and their sibling drama. I felt like a bulk of this was season 5.
Yeah.
Number 8 was The Horseman. Of course, that's season 5. But, you know, also like the introduction to death and stuff when he like continues onward. Number 9, Sam is Lucifer's ultimate vessel. The angels want Dean to become the Michael's sword, Michael's vessel. That's from season 5. And then under that, 9A, everyone hates Sam. Sam's guilt over raising Lucifer. Eye roll, season 5.
I probably wrote that.
Number 10 is Dean's Apple Pie Life with Lisa and Ben, season 6. Number 11 is The Campbell Family, season 6. Number 12, Soulless Sam, Getting Sam's Soul Back, season 6. 13, Collecting Alphas for Crowley, also season 6. Number 14, Eve, Mother of Monsters, season 6. 15 is it Godsteel or Godsteel? Well, how would you say that?
Godsteel.
Godsteel. So that's just at the end of season 6 into season 7, which we're not going to worry about that. But under that is 15A, Cass and Crowley's Terrible Purgatory Adventure, which I think was going to be its own. But then I'm like, it kind of wraps up. Yeah, I think it kind of wraps up into the Godsteel.
Yeah, it kind of like it straddles the seasons, those two. Yeah. So it's. I mean, I suppose Godsteel is the thing that straddles the seasons. Cass and Crowley's Terrible Purgatory Adventure is firmly in season 6.
Yeah. So if you haven't been even more confused, now what we're going to do is we're going to rank by least favorite to most favorite, and we're going to hand off with that. Do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first? How do you want to do this?
I'll go first. I have thoughts, people.
Okay.
I have thoughts. Okay, so there are 15 main plots. Obviously, some of them have subs and things like that, but yeah. So my number 15, my least favorite plotline, is the Angels' Endgame, or the Angels' Civil War. My notes are too confusing, too convoluted, too many players on the board to rank as one entity, I think, which is when I sat down to rank these, which I will have you know was at least 2 hours before recording this time. Last time it was 15 minutes, but it was at least 2 hours before. So when I sat down, I was like, oh, they probably should have been split up, but
I think we would have been all day.
Yeah, it's too big. But like I don't particularly have like a real love connection interest in the Angels. You know, like outside of a few, like I liked Uriel from season 3. I thought he was great. No, Uriel's in this. Yeah,
he's season 4. He's in season 4. Yeah, because that's when angels get introduced.
I like Uriel. The Mud Monkeys, his utter disdain for humanity, bro. I feel you on a cosmic level. I liked him, but the rest of them, like, I suppose if I'll rank the underneaths. So, like, my least favorite Angels Endgame subplot would be Cass's departure because it's fucking rude, to be honest. Followed by Anna's departure. Why does everyone in the show think that fucking off will solve all of the problems? Like, come on, guys. Let's just sit down, get a notepad, and
Well,
figure
I
some
think for
shit out.
Anna, though, the way Anna started was like she had to escape, and then I think she just ended up like going rogue, you know?
Yeah, well, it was dumb. She was
yeah.
interesting while she was a rogue angel, and then she like towed the company line, and I'm like, ew, grow away. Raphael and Balthazar, mostly because I'm confused about the Balthazar thing. And also, I think we've seen Raphael, like, we see Raphael like one time in the entire fucking show. So,
we
you know, maybe
see him, I think,
that should be lower.
Few times, I think. But yeah,
Well,
he's probably the one we see the least of in terms of, the archangels, I think. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
That or Michael? I don't know.
We don't see Michael at all. We never see our world's Michael.
Yeah, we just see his
we see him as Adam.
vessels. Yeah.
Yeah, we see him as Adam.
Forgot Adam again.
So then after that would be Zachariah. I liked Zach. Mm-hmm. I liked Zachariah. You know, he was slimy and gross, and I love to hate him. But he
had a goal. Yeah.
Yeah, he was with it. He was, yeah. Where the fuck am I now? Cass's taking of Jimmy Novak, the Novak family setup. I quite like the Novak family setup kind of thing. I think the whole, like, when we get to see the scene of like how angels come to possess vessels and things like that is, and you know, his family have probably the most normal reaction of anybody upon learning about, you know, like possession in Supernatural, which is, you've lost your fucking mind. What is happening right now? And I appreciate that. And then my favorite of the Angels Endgame subplots, I like Adam.
Mm-hmm.
I like that we forget him. You know, I like that we forgot him. And he's just like the last second sub in. And I don't mind that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind that.
Mm-hmm.
But like overall, not interested in the Angels Endgame.
Okay.
Number 14, Lucifer Risen, the Archangels and their sibling drama. Gabriel and Lucifer are great.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. The rest of them, meh. I just don't, meh. I don't know what else to say. Meh. Like who are the others? Is Gabriel, Lucifer, Raphael, and Michael? Is Michael the fourth archangel? Yeah. So we never even fucking see the other two. We're all having a big family. Piss off. No interest in it. My number 13 is Godstiel, Cass and Crowley's terrible purgatory adventure. So out of all of the angel shit that comes over these 3 seasons, for me, these are the best of the worst. I did quite like Cass and Crowley's like terrible purgatory adventure of like sneaking around and all that kind of stuff. I thought that was quite funny. And the way they were both lying to Dean, like, what? No, we're not seeing each other. Shut up. No. But, you know, like, obviously Dean is very hurt to find out that Cass has sort of betrayed him, if you will.
Yeah.
With Crowley. But also this, because Godstiel straddles 6 and 7, I'll talk about it here. But for all of Cass's flaws as Godstiel, I do quite like the fact that he goes out into the human world and is just like, I'm gonna right some wrongs, bitches.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to right some wrongs. You know, like, he's misguided, but the intent is there.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
So I do actually quite like that.
Mm-hmm.
Number 12 for me, Sam is Lucifer's ultimate vessel. The angels want Dean to become the Michael's sword / Michael's vessel. And then 12A, everyone hates Sam / Sam's guilt over raising Lucifer. I roll. My notes for this say, it's there in the name. Everyone hates Sam, and therefore I hate everyone. Everyone is so mean to him. They are so mean. They are like, oh my god, you raised the devil. And then he's like, okay, well, let me fix it. And they're like, oh my god, you're so weak, though. You didn't, like, oh my god, you didn't. And, like, nobody, that fucking with the voicemail is never addressed, for a start off. Like, you know, if Sam had just turned around and went, you left me that really shitty voicemail and it pushed me over the edge. And then Dean could be like, what voicemail? And then they could listen to it and Dean could be like, that is not the voicemail I sent. And I feel like that would clear a lot of things up. But no, everyone's just like, oh my god, you raised the devil, you suck. And then he's like, okay, well, I'll fix it. No, you're too weak and pathetic. Just stay there so we can beat on you some more. Everybody hates Sam. I hate everybody. I've got a lot of feelings about season 5. I would have burned it all to the fucking ground. Sam Winchester is a better man than I.
Oh my goodness.
It just, do I even like this show? This is a question I ask myself a lot. Like, when it's like, oh, what's your favorite season? I have issues with every season. Fuck. 6, but only that one specific episode. Number 11, Dean's apple pie life with Lisa and Ben. It's fine. Like, have opinions on Dean's choice. I think it's kind of selfish for him to go and like inflict himself on them in that manner. But again, I'm trying to bring supernatural into the real world, like contextualize it in the real world, and it doesn't really work. But like in the real world, if some dude you fucked like 10 years ago or whatever, and you've seen once since then, showed up at your door, like probably drunk and clearly like, I am fucked up. I just don't feel like you'd invite him to move in, is my thing. I just feel like maybe you'd be like, do you want to get a motel and dry out and maybe we can have coffee? But, you know, it's fine. I also don't like the idea that Dean would just sort of hang up his tools, as it were. And I know he says like he was still looking for Sam and he was still blah, 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 blah. But like the idea that he would turn up after something so traumatic and just be like, yep, I'm going to down tools. I'm going to get a construction job. I'm going to, you know, have beers with the guys on Friday night and, you know, play house, happy families with this girl that, again, and I cannot specify this enough, I fucked one weekend like 10 years ago. It's not like they were pen pals. They fucked, like, okay, I'm going to say one time, but obviously they probably fucked more than that over the course of a weekend. One time, and then he showed up, like, as a, like, on a case, and okay, yeah, he saved her from her changeling child, but, so, like, two times, and then I think he went to visit her before he showed up crazy, but, like, again, bruh, go to Bobby, go anywhere else, you know? And like I just think that choice, and again I'm trying to contextualize it with real world context, but I just think it's really selfish, and like to don't treat a mother and a child that carelessly, because like immediately Sam comes back and he's like, well, see ya, you know, like they housed you and fed you and fucking held you after your nightmares. I just you know, yeah.
Okay.
You know. So number 10, Campbell family. It's an interesting premise. But why were they all dicks? Like, all of them were assholes. And like, I like, again, I'm not stupid. I understand it's to further reinforce the distance between Sam and Dean, that these people have accepted Sam and they don't accept Dean. I'm not dumb. But like, they were all dicks. Like, come on, guys! Like, this is unnecessary. It was just, it was too heavy-handed for me. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. But again, I think, and the thing was, if they hadn't have been, you know, really hammering that distance between Sam and Dean home, I think it could have been really interesting to, you know, learn about the Campbell side of the family. But nope, we were just too busy smacking the hammer on, oh, Dean and Sam, a distance between them. Do I even like this show? I don't know what's happening, guys.
I might need to make that in the description. Do I even like this show?
Does Kasey even like the show? Number 9. Again, it's a really interesting premise. I felt like the whole concept of alphas was really interesting. What the fuck was Crowley collecting them for? Oh, Purgatory.
Yeah.
That was it. Yep. They're so interesting. I can't remember why they were a plot point. I did think like the concept of alpha monsters was interesting. It's a trope that you see a lot in sort of like horror movies and stuff like that, and I do think it's interesting. But again, I think it was really underutilized.
Yeah,
you know,
I think so. I think it got muddy. They
could have done a lot more with it. Like, again, it felt like something they just kind of shoehorned in to do Cass and Crowley's terrible Purgatory adventure. And they were kind of like, well, we don't really know what to do with it. The Alpha Vamp, though, remains awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's good people. Okay, number 8, Eve, Mother of Monsters. This is more for the final showdown with Eve than anything else. Like, again, having them come up against something that they weren't sure about was kind of interesting. You know, with like the monster dropping hints about mommy and stuff like that. But it's the final showdown in the diner when she takes Mary's form, and like that's just really good.
Yeah,
I really like that.
And Jefferson Starships has got its, you know, endearing little quality about it. Yeah. Absolutely.
So I've ranked these in this order, but they kind of come together. So number 7, Ram and Subi's romance / manipulation. And then number 6, Sam's demon blood addiction / brother's rift.
Okay.
So things I love: Sam's demon blood thing, Sam's sex scenes with Ruby. What can I say? Sam being like Billy Badass and using his powers, like, is really fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's powerful and he's strong, and like, I just inherently the premise is. I'm telling you, the premise. I think we find out that he never actually needed the demon blood. Like, he could do the powers all on his own anyway. I feel like that was a thing.
So I just remember
Ruby says you never needed the feather to fly, Dumbo. I feel like that was a plot point.
Well, I remember I just watched end of season 3, and I think we talked to somebody about this before, about how his psychic powers, like, why were they just gone? Like, why couldn't he tap into them again? And Ruby says to him, end of season 3, is like, they're just dormant. Like, you just need a way to reactivate them again. So you just need. So it's like, I feel like it's at the end of 4 when they have the big showdown, and she's like, "You never needed the feather to fly." Yeah, I think that's that's Ruby 2.0 that says that. Yeah,
yeah, it is. When I think of Ruby, I'm specifically thinking of Ruby 2.0. Not that there was anything wrong with original Ruby, but they didn't really like get together and have the whole vibe until then. So I think it had a lot of potential. Like, supernatural hunters, where one of them actually has supernatural powers. That's interesting. But again, I understand that's not the premise of the show, blah, 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 blah. But I really loved seeing Sam get to like flex those muscles, as it were. But unfortunately, things that I hate, it's all manipulation and lies. And my muffin gets hurt. My baby. He's sad. Gets hurt. Ruby uses him. Dean ends up really mad with him. He just ends up kind of just like, everybody hates him. And that's sad. But they don't hate him, but like, everyone's really mad at him. And again, this goes back to the everyone hates Sam and therefore I hate everybody. Please, he is an earnest and good boy. He is an angel baby man who's never done a thing wrong a day in his life. So, unfortunately, can't rank either of these any higher, even though they are some of my favorite. Like, I Know What You Did Last Summer is, but unfortunately, I can't rank this actual plot any higher because my babums is sad. My muffin. Number 5, the Chuck plot line. So, do we tie the Carver Edlund books and meta into this as well? Give a nod to the French mistake, popping into season 6. Okay, see, I hate the French mistake. I like it more than fan fiction. Like, if you had the choice, if you were like, you have to sit and watch one of these, I would pick the French mistake. But I don't like it. It's like, I don't like those kind of like meta. But like, I'm here for escape from reality. Don't bring reality into my supernatural TV show. And like, the whole, like, there's like, that's fake me. This must be fake mine. And like, the Misha stuff is funny, but anyway, all that. So the Chuck plot line and the Carver Edlund books and the meta and stuff like that, it's funny. At this point in the game, it's funny. Like the supernatural books and Chuck being like, "Oh my god, I put you through bugs and I'm the worst writer." And like, this is where we find out that Dean is like, well, it's not where we find out, but it's one of the very few examples that we have of where you find out that Dean is, or you learn, it's reinforced that Dean is actually quite well read and he's not stupid. And Slaughterhouse 5 is still on my list of books to read. I tried, it's confusing. I'll get there. But I want to specify this only applies to the season 4-5 version of Chuck. This is only this bit where we think Chuck is a prophet or a writer, a prophet, inspired by God, whatever it is. This one little bit where we're like, Chuck is a normal human being. And I refuse to think that God was already being Chuck at this point. I know the ending's frozen in doubt or whatever, but that's what I'm choosing to believe. And like the convention and everything, we really don't mind if you want to write more books. Really? No, we have guns. Well, like, that's funny. I like it. Obviously, I don't like Becky. So number 4, Dean's resurrection / what happened in hell. Dean's guilt about breaking the first seal because he was right. No, I'm sorry. Right, it was like, oh, when a righteous man spills blood in hell, something. When a righteous man gets off the rack, something, whatever the fucking wording of it was, and he's like, oh no, it was me, Cass. Tell me it isn't true. Tell me it wasn't me. And then Cass is like, it's true, Dean. And he goes, oh no. And then he's like, well, back to business. just fucking nothing. He's sad for like fucking an hour, and then he's like, well, better fix it, which is indicative of a larger problem with Dean. But, you know, when Sandra wrote it down, she was like, Dean's guilt about breaking the first seal. And I was like, well, 5 minutes of it. Like, where was the guilt, bro?
Okay. So that's where I feel like it's not like force fed you. Like you know there's something.
I'm a dum-dum. I require heavy-handedness,
No, you're
but not too heavy-handed because otherwise I don't like it.
No, you're not. But I mean, I think that it's the thing of you. Maybe it's the mystery of not knowing everything fully, and him. You know, you see the reactions, you see the little micro things that are occurring with him, and you know there's trauma and there's something big.
Yeah, no, I know.
I'm
not saying. I'm not saying that there's not trauma. There absolutely is. I'm just saying if someone said to me, BT Dubs, your actions in literal biblical hell have set off a chain of events that will lead to the apocalypse. I feel like I might take a day to sit with that. I feel like I might be sad for more than a minute about it. But I do like, especially the episode on the head of a pin, when we see Dean torturing Alistair, and you get those glimpses of like who he became in hell and like what he's capable of, and it's fucking cool. Like I'm here for it. And like the actor to actor relationship between Jensen and Christopher Hyde is fucking gold. So good, you know. And like knowing the behind the scenes when it's like, oh, it looked like it was painful when Alistair was choking Dean, and Jensen's like, that's because Chris wasn't acting. Like, oh fuck, tell me more, bro. Tell me more. So number 3, top 3, Lilith breaking the seals from season 4. I thought the like it was like almost like Monster of the Week style episodes where they're focusing on one seal and they're either trying to prevent it, which they only successfully do once, by the way. I looked it up. In the episode Death Takes a Holiday, that Alistair only manages to kill 1 Reaper instead of 2, so they prevent that seal from being broken.
Okay. Or
like dealing with the aftermath, like the rising of the witnesses and the summoning, rising, whatever, of Sam Hain. But they were just like, it was all still part of the meta plot, but it was like a Monster of the Week kind of thing, and I thought they were really interesting. Like I can't speak to how accurate the biblical law is, but it was really, really interesting to, you know, kind of just like get a little bit of that. And the Rising of the Witnesses is a great episode. That's not what it's called, but that seal, that's great. I really like that episode.
I think that's when you start to see how like you said, the Monster of the Weeks are they could stand alone, but they make complete sense. It's not just like, oh, we've got to go do this thing, or let's find a way to, you know, not think about what's happening with X, Y, and Z. Let's go on a hunt. Like, I think they did that more in later seasons with their Monsters of the Weeks, where this is really more about it's all comes together and weaves.
When I say Monster of the Week style, I kind of feel like it's a bit more like, you know, like CSI or Law and Order, where somebody dies at the start of the episode and they've caught the guy by the end, or like Walker even. You know, it was like start of the episode.
There's
Lilith's
a
trying
case
to break
beginning,
this
middle,
seal.
and end that happens within the episode. Yeah.
And it's either Lilith's trying to break this seal, go stop her, trying to stop her, fail or succeed, or Lilith's broken this seal, here is the aftermath. We've dealt with the aftermath, and it's very self-contained. That's what I mean. Okay, number 2, the Horsemen. I love these guys. I love them. Death is one of my favorite characters. Pestilence gives me so much ick. Like, it's a testament to that man's acting, because every time he's on screen, I'm like, So like there's so many bodily fluids. It's fucking disgusting. And also, I have like a massive pet peeve for people that cough without covering their mouths. Like, you're fucking gross. Go away. You know, and like obviously, Famine, My Bloody Valentine is one of my favorite episodes. So I just love these guys, and I love the like. I don't know, it's probably tropey now, but it might have been fresh at the time. But you know, the Horsemen, their horses being cars, and I think the cars were really good choices and stuff like that. Like it's probably be considered very tropey and cliche now, but I just it nailed it. Like Wall's red Mustang is, I think it's a Mustang. It might not be. It's a red car. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a Mustang.
It's beautiful. And then Como Death. Or Death Come, whichever. It's got Death Come and O in it.
Yeah,
I don't know the title.
Yeah.
But the song that plays is just beautiful. Beautiful. And then my favorite plot line from seasons 4 to 6. Solar Sam. It had to be soulless. It had to be. It had to be soulless. Like, I tried really hard as well. I was like, no, surely there are other, like, you don't even, you don't. And then it leads to all of the bad stuff with the wall in season 7. And then this part of my brain was like, you love Lucifer. You love the breakdown of the wall. And I was like, I do love the breakdown of the wall. Bastard. So there's never going to be anything else for me, unfortunately. Soulless Sam is a delight. Once you get over that first episode where you're like, why is Dean not twigging this? Dean, have you had a lobotomy? Well, you've been apart. What is happening? Once you get past that, it's just great. You know, clap your hands if you believe. Such a great fucking episode. The Third Man. I don't even know what the plot of The Third Man is. I don't know. I'm sure it has one. Fuck knows. Give me a minute. I could probably even Google it. But
I think that's when they first introduced Balthazar, and you figure out that Cass is looking for like all these different things that have been like displaced throughout.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and the soul thing, I think, is where it starts to become a thing. We realize, like, you know, people are giving up their souls and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I know, maybe.
Take your word for it. I'm pretty sure that intro is interspersed with scenes of Dean's morning as well, but...
It is.
Yeah, maybe.
It is. Yes, it is. Yeah.
It really annoys me every time I watch it. I'm like, I don't care about Dean brushing his teeth in a water bottle. Get out. Good, Sam. But I just, like, Soulless is a joy. And then, you know, like, when he gets his soul back, and, you know, Dean's on Mother Henning about it, and like, oh my god, no, Sam, you don't scratch the wall. And obviously death is involved as well. I love. And Sam's like, you know, his sort of like, I don't want to say purity because you couldn't call him pure, but like his true desire to do good. You know, as soon as they get to, I don't remember what but they go to the town, and he's like, I came here before with Samuel. And you get those flashbacks of him fucking all the women. Lovely. But that's not the point. He's like, no, I fucked this up. I have to fix it. And Dean's like, stop scratching the wall. And he's like, no, and like, he truly does want to do good and be good. And he is. But it was always going to be soulless. There's nothing else I can say, guys. It was always going to be soulless.
Literally to the surprise of no one.
Yeah.
Soulless Sam.
There's one person who's a new listener going, say what? And everyone else is like, why did you even bother, Case? You could have just told us it was soulless. But that's my rankings. These were
well, so for all the reasons that why do I even like the show, that one supersedes everything else, and these are reasons why you like the show.
Well, no, because I still love the show. I'm not massively keen on trying to break down the plot lines like this because it's hard. Obviously, I still love the show. We're still doing this, but it got very messy, and it's only going to get messier. So stay tuned, I guess.
I hope it gets a little bit better. I think 7 to 9. Honestly, I think 7 to 9 might be the next really messy one. I don't know if 10 to 12. Well, it might
straighten out by that point. Who fucking knows?
It might.
I'm calling it now, though. My number 1 for 7 to 9 will be whatever plotline we put in that involves Sam losing his fucking mind.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
After the wall crumbles, that'll be it.
Yeah. I'm already.
I won't even bother. It'll be great.
We'll just say 6 Sam at that point, and we'll just be like, that's the plotline. That's plotline for that one.
That's probably it. Like Sam's wall crumbling or whatever. 6 Sam, whatever you want to call it.
But what about 8 and the trials? We'll worry about that when we get there. We'll worry about that when we get there. Okay, so my least two best.
Yeah, read upwards, friend.
I was typing in your spots as
you're so good.
That's what I was doing in case you heard me ticking away, because I was like, let me see where they're at in comparison to mine. So for me, number 15, least favorite was the Campbell family, season 6. Kasey had that at 10. I think, like you, it was a waste. They all were assholes in the beginning. The female cousin, she had a little bit of a redemption arc, but then she got killed. I really didn't like Samuel at all. I think, that's the first time you really kind of, you see him a little bit in season 4 when Dean time travels back.
Yeah, but it's not the same, is it, really?
It's not the same. And again, like, they make decisions for family that I think is very indicative of how the Winchesters are. So the Campbells are kind of the same way. The loyalty, the suspicion, but also very much like you kind of have I have a feeling like even within the Hunter realm, like I thought there was more connection And I don't know if you get that. Like, if they kind of felt they kind of insulated themselves, I think, again, in a way that kind of like John did. But maybe season 4, Samuel Campbell wasn't that way, you know? So you kind of see him coming back. And of course, because he wants Mary back. So that was like why he did the whole deal with Crowley. And you get that backstory a little bit later. But yeah, I kind of felt like it was a waste. Almost like, and I think I'll say this again and again for season 6 plot lines, this could have probably been one whole season on its own in terms of plot, you know, like of like dealing with the Campbell family. It could have been fleshed out more and maybe would have had more sympathy for some of the characters, but you didn't get a lot of time.
Yeah, you didn't spend enough time with them, so you're just like, these guys suck.
And they weren't very interesting. Like, they weren't made interesting enough in the small moments you had with them to make it, I guess, you know, like, we're like, I mean, you know, you get one scene with Crowley and you're like, that dude's awesome. Like, I want to know more about that dude. Like, you know, and then he comes back later, kind of a thing. Number 14 was God's, I'm never going to say it right. Godsteel, whatever it is. Season 6 to 7, like, again, setting things up, and then Cass and Crowley's Purgatory Adventure. I think because it made sense a bit, but it got smushed. Like, I almost feel like it was retconning within a season in some way. Like, I mean, I'm sure they knew why. Like, they had an idea. This is what Cass is doing behind the scenes, and we're just going to pepper him in. But I don't feel there was so much disconnect in that for me that it was like, I do the drama and then like when Dean realizes what Cass was doing the whole time, kind of like, you know, I don't particularly, I get upset for all of them for that when it starts to come out. I think the Man Who Would Be King episode with the Cass one where he's like telling his story, it's interesting. But yeah, I kind of felt like they rushed it in the very last like couple episodes they could have maybe put more in.
Yeah.
And this whole season is very mishmashy that way. Number 13, Eve, Mother of Monsters, season 6. You had it at 8. I also think this was maybe a handful of episodes, like in the middle, and then it's just gone. I don't know, man. There's just something so disjointed about it. Again, interesting concept, but the weight of it almost kind of like dissipated. And I was like, well, now we're on to the next thing. And I kind of feel like almost when we keep talking about the next big bad that they kind of started doing season after season, they were like, did this all in one season. It was like 3 or 4 big bads.
It was crammed in.
Yeah. So I think, again, this probably could have even been its own season of stuff. And you probably could have come up with some really interesting things that just didn't kind of like peter out. And plus Rufus dies in one of the episodes related to this. And, you know, it's just like, you know, there's a lot of things going on there.
Again, I wanted to specify that mine was pretty much based exclusively on the ending.
Which I like too. I really do like that little twist and that discussion that they have. It's again, very pick at the boys, pick at the scabs. This is what we do. You know, we like to do this to them. I like how that twisted. But again, that then leads into, you find out more about what Cass has been doing with Crowley. So it's like one thing, boom, boom, and then it just like moves on to the next. Number 12 was collecting alphas for Crowley. Casey had that at 9. I really do like the vamp alpha. I think he's great.
I don't think we got to spend time with any of the other alphas, really.
No, I mean, we had the shapeshifter. What do they call them when they transform into other animals? Skinwalkers. I remember the Skinwalkers one.
Yeah.
It kind of falls in line, I think, and when we talk about it, season 11 with Amara and like all of the monsters kind of like preparing and prepping. I feel like that might be a thing that's going on behind the scenes too, that you get a little bit of a taste of in this. But really the main thing is just the boys are indebted to Crowley for something. I don't even remember now. They've got to start collecting alphas. Sam Soul to get supposedly get Sam Soul back.
Says,
that's what he says.
If you collect these for me, I'll give you some soul.
And then that ends up being a sham, I think, anyway. And then again, Crowley dies midway through, then comes back. There's just a lot going on. Number 11, Dean's apple pie life with Lisa and Ben. This is also 11 for Kasey. I think, this is my headcanon, but I also think that after season 3, when Dean reunites, for that one episode with the changelings in with Lisa and Ben, in my headcanon, he's still keeping in touch with them. I don't think it's maybe like you don't see it, but that's my headcanon, is that he still keeps in touch and does that. But I think the whole thing about him, again, he's going to them. Yeah, Lisa didn't have to bring him in, but I mean, I think it's also one of those things where at that point that Dean's circle of people is so nothing at that point. Like, it's Bobby, which I think he does go to see before he goes over to Lisa's, but he has nothing else. And I think Lisa made it clear, I think in season 3, that she would have been willing, if he wanted to stay even then. He's like, if you want to stay for a few days, I think she was softening a little bit too.
She needs some fucking better protective instincts then.
Well,
protect your child, woman. This is just some dude you fucked a decade ago.
Yeah, but I mean, the season 3 thing, I mean, he literally saved her kid. Like, so I mean, there's that too. I mean, it's not like he just showed up and he didn't show any care,
I'm real world logic, which doesn't work with Supernatural. So, like you can ignore me. Do I even like this show? Well,
but I think, I know Lisa gets a hard time, but I still really like her as a character. Like, I think she really did try, and I think
she did, and that's why it's so low for me, because she didn't deserve what happened to her.
Yeah, no, I agree with that too. Like, I feel like, she like, knew there was some weird shit going on between Sam and Dean, and she was like, I know you've got this is a weird relationship. I don't have this kind of relationship with my sister. You have this kind of relationship with your brother. Like, there's a lot to unpack there that I think she was like, she knew she had the losing hand, I think, in that,
that's sad. Yeah, like my thoughts on her protective instincts, absolutely aside, she opened her home to him.
Mm-hmm.
She looked after him, and she did all the things, and then he kind of dicked her over.
Oh yeah, he did.
Which again, there wouldn't be a show if that hadn't happened. But I couldn't be mad about it.
Yeah, you definitely can. You definitely can. Absolutely. Number 10 is Ram Subi romance manipulation.
My baby.
Number 7 for Kasey. I liked how Ruby and Sam's relationship did grow over the season. So I think that's an interesting thing, because you see more of how much she has an effect. And again, it leads to the brothers' rift even more, because Sam, Dean's like, what the fuck are you doing with this, with this demon? Like, what the fuck, Sam? Like, again, like, what's happening? So again, you realize why, and what he's trying to do. But she really is I think we've talked about this before too. She stuck to her guns, and she used whatever means
Ruby
necessary.
Is one of the only people in the whole show to have true and unwavering faith.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely 10 out of 10, get a girl boss.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the fact that it is the apocalypse is a bit of a pisser, but still, she's nailing it for me.
Number 9 was the Angel Endgame / Civil War. It was at the bottom for Kasey.
My 15, yeah.
I think the main reason it's higher up is just because...
Is it because of Heaven and Hell?
Well...
Be honest.
It is a little bit, but it's also, I think, it sets the stage, I think, for so many other things that are going to happen in later seasons, that even though it was kind of like a... what do we do at the end of season 3 with the writer's strike and everything, they came up with something that I don't know. It opened up the world a lot more to a lot of other things. And I think that, I mean, if you didn't have that, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, how would Lucifer have come up? Like, would it have just been a demon thing and that's it, and they wouldn't have talked about archangels, angels. So it kind of like they all kind of feed into this pattern. And I think the way again, season 4 was structured in a way that I think the plot lines kind of like all work themselves in, and then they just keep going. It's a train. You just keep like finding things to pull out of it. Some people don't like the angels coming in. I'm like, I mean, I like Cass's intro. I like Cass. I think the character of Cass was a really interesting way to have a fallen angel kind of situation. Like you seeing it happen in real time based off of, you know, his interactions with humanity and decisions he makes and departs from being the soldier. Which has a lot of parallels, I think, with Dean too, you know, over time. I do really like the Zachariah plotline. We did a whole like episode about him and how he's very much like the toe in the company line thing. He knows his place, but he kind of like is hoping he can get like a little bit of shine and like show off for the boss, the big guy. He wants to kind of like, you know, get promoted, get all that stuff happening. It's probably not as low for me just because I feel like it does open up a lot of other plot lines in the future and things, some which people could argue are crap. But I also think the Lucifer thing gets more weight to it because of the angels, kind of in a way, like, you know, you realize what the Civil War is about, and then it's about Lucifer, and then when Lucifer shows up, it's like, you know, he's got more weight to him because of all the things that are happening before you see him. So I think that's why.
Yeah, if you consider it from that angle as like a, you know, a plot moving device, as it were, it certainly holds a lot more weight. I agree.
Number 8 was the Horseman. Kasey had that at 2. I just think it was wasted. I really I don't know, like we see war for one episode. We see famine for one episode. Pestilence, which I am not a body horror person, and man, that was just nasty. And I like the actor a lot. I mean, I remember him from Max Headroom. So I love the actor, but I could barely watch him because I'm always watching through my fingers because I'm like, this is going to get nasty and gross.
It's going to be gross. It's going to be gross. Dry heaving is going to be gross.
And I think even a lot of their searches for the Horsemen, like, I mean, those could have been a lot of maybe interesting, and maybe they were, and I just missed it. But a lot more Monster of the Weeks, I think, could have like led up to or connected to maybe the Horsemen. Maybe they did, and I wasn't paying enough attention. Or it wasn't plotted in a way that I can really remember. Whereas, like, I think you made a good point about season 4. All of those Monster of the Weeky type episodes, they all worked with what was going on. And I don't know if you could say that with season 5. When I get to season 5, I'll try to pay a little bit more attention to that. But I think the reason it's higher up for me is because of Death, because of his introduction and how he becomes a major player in things, you know, even in season 6, especially with like Sam's soul, all those different things. Like it's a great intro to a character that we see for seasons to come, which I think makes it important. I really did like the
and then was arbitrarily replaced for no reason.
Yeah, the Good God, Y'all. I think when like you first see War and stuff, like that's a really good episode. But it just. Yeah, I don't know. I would have wanted to see like if he escaped or where did War go? Like, you know, what happened? Like, you know, I know like they cut his finger and then poof. Like, I'm still confused. Like, what happened there? Like, you know, and I'm sure they've referenced it or one of the Horsemen talks about it, but I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah. So, but I do like the cars. I think the cars was a really good way to show like their horses, quote unquote. I think that was great. So again, I kind of felt like it would have been higher if they'd done more with it. For me, number 7 was Lilith breaking the seals. That's number 3 for Kasey. I think the episodes where it keeps getting referenced back, I think were good. But she's kind of like in the background. She shows up towards the end, which is important, right? But you don't see too much of her. And by design, that probably would have, if we'd seen more of her, maybe it wouldn't have mattered. And it would have been less, I don't know. Wouldn't have meant as much. Again,
she couldn't have shown up because they were trying to track her down to hold her to the wall for Dean's demon deal, and if they could actually find her, that would have
I think that's me just trying to find
the
more
wind out of the sails.
Just trying to find more there than wasn't there. I think for me, but I do like the episodes that are related to them. You know, trying to stop it. You're right, like stop it from happening. I think those are really good. Like you said, I think they all matter. All the episodes matter. I still think about how like there's so many episodes that were wasted in season 15 that aren't leading to anything. And I think that this is a good example of everything's building up, even if it's just a couple through lines or a couple sentences, they're still on track to something. And it's not like, well, we don't, such and such has run dry. Let's go on a hunt. Like some of those have to be really good episodes for me to want to stick around. And those are more, I think you see them more in later seasons than in season 4. I think every episode I think really matters, which I think is important.
Well, they hadn't run out of ideas in season 4. That was the thing.
Yeah.
They still had ideas and thoughts and stuff.
Yeah.
By the time they got to 15, they were like, fuck.
Number 6 is Lucifer Risen, the Archangels and their sibling drama. That was 14 for Kasey. I think, again, this is another one where they keep building things up. And the Archangels, I kind of like, Gabriel's great. Seeing him with Lucifer in the Demigods episode, again, more drama there. That there's stuff going on with Raphael, even though you don't see him that much, but I think he shows up in the beginning. He shows up in the beginning of season 5 somewhere.
Doesn't Castiel leave him in a ring of fire?
I think so. I think that's 5. I don't think that's 6. Again, things just kind of blur together. So, but I liked.
No, I do think that's 5.
Sam's struggle with it too, and but Lucifer getting on his journey, on his path, and what's happening. I think again, most of the episodes related to that seem weighty, especially like Abandon All Hope. I mean, that's the one with Joe and Ellen. That one I think, but it shows the path that what Lucifer's up to and what he wants, and you see more about how things that will affect him and won't. Meg comes back. A lot of that is because of Lucifer. She wouldn't be back otherwise. And I do like that character a lot. So it was fun to see those kinds of things happen.
I do love Meg.
Number 5 is Chuck Carver Edlund books and the meta. Same ranking for Kasey. I love Prophet Chuck. I think I really have to, I guess, compartmentalize those two characters. God Chuck and Prophet Chuck. Every time I see him coming onto the screen, I'm like, this is why I liked you so much. And then it's I think about all the things that happened after, I love,
they fucked it.
I really like the meta. I love the books. I love when the books come in. I love the boys' reactions to that. And that wouldn't have been a possibility without introducing, it could have, but it's more fun to have it tied to this prophet and all of those things that are happening with it. So I think the Real Ghostbusters is a great meta episode, again, related to Chuck and Carver Edlund's books. So I just really, I like that little through line. Every once in a while it pops up or they're reminded of things, and that's a fun little plot, I think, to me. It brings a little bit of levity to a lot of heavy stuff. You get a little bit of a break, and I like that. Even the monster at the end of the book, which is gets very heavy towards the end, it starts off, I think, a little bit lighter. But then it's got that big turn. I think that's the first time I think Sam interacts with Lilith, actually. Yeah, I think it's at the end of that episode too. So there's a lot happening there. Number 4, Soulless Sam, getting Sam's soul back.
Season 3? The monster
Which
at
one?
the end of this book.
No, that's 4.
Oh.
That's 4. Mm-hmm. Yeah, towards the end of season 4. Yeah.
Doesn't Sam interact? Lilith takes over Ruby 1.0's body when Dean gets dragged to hell.
Yeah, but I'm saying with the season 4, I'm just talking about the season 4 part when she comes back in and you see her. I think the first time you see her again with Sam is in season 4 at Monster at the end of the book. I think.
Is that when she tries to fuck him?
Yes, I think that's the first time. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know this show, guys. I've seen it.
So, you're right that they interact in season 3, but I was thinking of season 4, when it's once you realize what's happening with the seals and everything, and then that big moment. So number 4 was Soulless Sam, getting Sam's soul back. This is a great plot. I think initially too, it's what the fuck's wrong with Sam? Talked about this before. It's very frustrating, but then once it finds that groove, I think it takes about up until season, episode 4 or 5, and then it's like, okay, here we go. This is where it's headed. And it uses the majority of the season to take care of 2 different aspects of this plot, right? Here's Soulless Sam. Now we're getting his soul back. Here's what it's like when his soul's been stuck back in, but don't break the wall. Don't break the wall. So it's like, it's almost got like a beginning, middle, and end within it. You know what I mean? Which kind of makes sense. It's not just let's throw this little thing in and then wrap it up in, like, I think you would have been very upset if we'd only gotten Soulless Sam for 3 episodes. Like, just like they've done with a lot of other, starts.
Stressed.
Yeah.
I've been writing furious letters to somebody.
Yeah. So I think it gave it time to, I guess, relish in Soulless Sam, but then also we need to get Sam back. Like that's a big point too. Like we need Sam back. And then him going through all the things that he did, he's got to feel bad about himself. That's just Sam. He's got to be like, oh my gosh, I did all these bad things. And I think that leads into a lot of like his still season 7 and 8 is pretty heavy with Sam regret. And I think season 6 is kind of like the start of that, like heaviness too. Just like season 5 is with, having broken the seal and letting Lucifer out. It's a lot of Sam sorrow. What did Katchi call it? Marinating in misery. There's a lot of that. A lot of that, I think, throughout these seasons. Number 3 is Sam is Lucifer's ultimate vessel. Dean is the Michael sword. Kasey, maybe this is 12. This is 12 for Kasey.
Yeah, that was low.
Yeah, maybe it's the lore. Maybe it's the thought of them being just like this mythological, like this such importance to it. I think that's why. And a lot of it continues they're being forced apart. They have to find a way to come back together. I think I like the coming back together part much more than them deciding, Dean deciding, we can't be together right now kind of a situation, then coming back. It still leads into a lot of the rifts that started in the previous season, but they keep trying to figure out how to make it work. And then again, like there's just some badass moments of, especially like with Dean and the angels and, saying he's going to be the sword with, I think it's Zachariah. And then, him just, sticking the blade into Zachariah. So there's really good moments.
I can't remember what episode it is, but every bit of that whole in the green room thing is fucking great.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think they did a good job with kind of taking some parts of, right, like biblical lore and stuff and kind of like weaving those things in. And it's funny too, because when you watch earlier seasons, like there's just like little Easter eggs that I don't even think, of course the writers didn't know what they were doing, but like I think it's season 2, it's Houses of the Holy, when they even just mention angels for the first time and they talk about faith and Sam says he's, he prays and all that. And there's a scene where they reference the Michael sword painting and it's like, that's gonna be Dean. 3 seasons.
Foreshadowing, but not really, because
but not
we didn't
really.
know we were gonna do it.
But hey, we're gonna do the thing anyway. So it's like it's those ways that they kind of like, I guess how we talk about ourselves as fanfic writers, a happy accident, or I can pull back and I can use this that I didn't think was really gonna be a thing and I can build on it here. And I think they do that really well with the Lucifer Michael thing, whether or not this was even a thought process, this was even a thing that was going to happen. They make it work in this season. Number 2 is Sam's demon blood addiction and the brothers rift. This is just because I think it's because they are so broken little babies and they can't communicate in a way that brings them together until the very, very end. And it starts breaking apart and it just breaks apart and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. A lot of it is Dean's fault. I firmly understand that, where he's just like, what are you doing? And then he's kind of like, I'm going to have to, they fight all of the things. But I think it's really good character stuff in there too. When you see them fighting and talking it out and being all like, they're just babies, they need therapy. And I think it's really good. I think it's a really good plot line for the season. I don't think you'd have much of season 4 without that. To be fair, And again, I think the way that they weave that with the other plot lines, it kind of goes up and down, up and down. And you do see like moments of Ruby being the rift between the two of them. And it just keeps getting like worse and worse and worse and builds and builds and builds. And you couldn't have that manipulation with Ruby, that plot line, without this one. And they work together in a way that really like puts you on this little ride that I think works really well. So apologies, Kasey, but yeah, it's number 2 for me. Not that I like to see Sam sad. I don't like to see Sam sad, but
no, you don't have to justify. You don't have to justify it to me. We speak to enough people who are like, he just suffers beautifully. Love it.
I think it does make it makes for really good. And I mean, honestly, I think Dean's suffering in that is pretty good too in terms of how he's reacting to it. In terms of like the way he talks to Sam and stuff too, and it's just like so like betrayed in his heart. He just feels betrayal. And again, it doesn't make sense all the time, but this is where we are with Dean Winchester. And then number 1 for me is Dean's resurrection and what happened in hell. I think it starts off
because Sandra ascribes to the theory that he was totes sad about it for at least a day.
I do. I think he was sad about it for more than that. I think. And
again, I'm not saying that he doesn't have significant hell trauma. He absolutely does. But again, I just feel like I'd take a day.
Maybe
if I found that information out, I think I'd be like, just clear my schedule for at least a day.
To be fair, he didn't want to get healed. So I think he has spent a lot of time in that hospital bed, like just kind of like dealing with it afterwards because he told Cassie he didn't want to get healed up. So he was in bed probably for a while. But it starts off, right? Like the season starts with that. And then you're just on this ride throughout the rest of it. And it's him not wanting to say what happened, not wanting to say what happened. And it gets sort of leaked a little bit here and there, here and there, here and there. And then heaven and hell, he gets the big reveal about what happened. But then it all matters, I think. And again, I think that's why season 4 and season 5 are probably like, I think maybe the best crafted, if you really broke them down in terms of how everything flows together. I really do. I think I'm getting more of a soft spot for earlier seasons as I keep rewatching because of where the boys are together. But then season 4 and 5 is when they really start to break it down and they break them apart. And it's weighty and it's just like, okay, this is like, they're important in ways that we don't even understand and we will come to learn about. And I think that makes them larger than life for me, which is why I think I like that. Those kind of plot lines and stuff. But yeah, I think we had a couple like maybe swingy stuff where like stuff was more important than the others. But I mean, I totally get the soul of Sam. So I'm getting Sam's soul back.
It was never going to be anything else, was it?
But we've got, I think we've got 3 more of these to do at some point. So 7 to 9, 10 to 12, 13 to 15. So listeners, pray for us. We will see how far we can get. I think we can do it.
Send help.
I think we could do the thing. But so, I mean, we're interested in, what you guys thought of what plotline could you have cared less about? What plotline did you never want to see? What plotline could you have seen more of or had a whole entire season of that maybe they only gave you 3 or 4 episodes of really meaty stuff that you're like, no, I want more of this thing. Let us know what you thought. And let us know what we forgot also. Yes, please.
We absolutely did. We forgot Adam.
Yeah.
Poor Adam.
Yeah, so that's a thing. But yes, we are going to wrap up, and we want to thank you for listening. You can email us at idlingintheimpala@gmail.com. You can comment on Spotify. You can leave a YouTube comment. You can join our Discord and chat with fellow idlers and us in real time. Check out our merch store, which is another fun way to show your support. You can find details for everything on our website. That's idlingintheimpala.com. Want to fuel our supernatural road trip? Consider supporting us on Ko-fi. We have perks to go along with different membership tiers and would love to have you along for the ride.
Speaking of perks, we've got special shout-outs for some of our Ko-fi members. From our Shotgun Picks and Music tier, we've got Runaway Dreamer, Crowley's Mistress, Sam and Dean 76, Elia, Charlie, and Flannelled Faye. From our Baby Driver tier, we've got Livia. Thanks for picking the tunes in the car and steering us in the right direction. Support like yours keeps our podcast going. Don't forget, you can always support us for free by liking, commenting, subscribing on YouTube, and following, rating, sharing on audio platforms. Engagement like that really helps us with the algorithms. All hail their benevolence. As always, we have the causes we support in the description. So for me, you have LGBTQ plus talking charities. From Sandra, you have mental health charities. And of course, the main causes that we are highlighting, championing, spotlighting are World Central Kitchen and Doctors Without Borders. If you want to know more about these causes, why we're supporting them, what they mean to us, check out idlingintheimpala.com. There's a page there called Causes Cause with all the details. So with that, we will say thank you for joining us in the backseat, and we'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.